Welcome back. Previously we started with theoretical distribution, its concept, meaning, and what are the areas which we are going to study under the same heading. As I have mentioned previously, in theoretical distribution we will study in detail the concept of theoretical distribution, different types of distribution, especially binomial distribution, Poisson distribution and normal distribution. We will be discussing in detail each of these areas separately. So let us continue with the module. Previously we have discussed this case. I hope you understand the concept of this problem. Next one. Another similar case. It's almost similar to the one which we have discussed in the last class. A basket containing 20 bad oranges, 80 good oranges, 3 are drawn at random from this basket. Find the probability that out of those 3 oranges, first one exactly 2, second one at least 1, and third one at most 2 are good oranges. So you have to study the probability with regard to exactly 2, at least 1, and at most 2 relating to probability of selecting good oranges. It is almost similar to the one which we have learned previously. Try to identify the answers of this question. Consider this as an activity. Let us go to the next one. Next case. Before we go in detail with regard to the different concept that comes under binomial distribution, next important area, if you are asked to find the percentage with regard to any binomial distribution problems, the equation for finding the percentage is, once you found the probability of whatever the case under the study, just multiply it with 100. Sometimes you get a decimal number, you might get a fraction, whatever it is. Depending upon the question, if you are asked to find the percentage with regard to the binomial distribution cases, once you found the probability, just multiply it with 100. Then you will get the percentage of that particular probability. I hope you are getting the concept. With an example, we will get a clear picture. Consider a family with 4 children each. What is the percentage of families would you expect to have? There are different sub questions. First one, 2 boys and 2 girls. What is the probability of getting 2 boys and 2 girls? And another one, at least 1 boy. We all know the concept, at least. And next one, no girls at all. Next one, at the most 2 girls. Remember the terms, at least, at most, at the most. At most and at the most is almost similar. Assume equal probability for boy and girl. Okay, it's a hint given in the question. You have to give equal probability for boy and girl. So if you get the probability of boy, that will be the same value with regard to girl, because there is equal probability. So let us find each of the cases. In the first one, you are asked to find 2 boys and 2 girls. So in the question, it is specifically mentioned that assume equal probability for boy and girl. So how many children are there? There are 4 children. So what will be the probability ratio with regard to boy and girl? If it is a 50-50% chance or 50-50 probability, then definitely the probability of having a boy will be 1 by 2. 1 by 2 means out of 4 children, 50-50 means 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 can be shortened into 1 by 2. And probability of having a girl is 1 by 2. So P is probability of success. Whether it is a boy or girl, it will be 1 by 2, because there is 50-50 chance. And Q means failure. P represents success of an event, Q represents failure of an event. Since it is said that assume equal probability, the chances of success and failure is almost equal. That is why 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. And finally, n is given 4, because there are 4 children in the family. You need to find the probability with regard to boy and girl in each of these sub questions. So let us go to the answer part. First one, probability of getting 2 boys and 2 girls. So what is the probability? And in the question it is mentioned that probability for boy and girl will be almost equal. So you can either find the probability of getting 2 boys or find the probability of getting 2 girls, whatever it is. Since in the question it is mentioned that probability of for boy and girl will be equal, so you can find any of the case. So let it be, for the time being I am choosing boys. Probability of getting 2 boys, because in the question it was said that getting 2 boys and 2 girls. So probability of getting 2 boys can be written as P of x equal to 2. So substitute the value of 2 in the corresponding binomial distribution formula or function. 4c2, 4 means here it was n, here it is x, so 4cx into p. We found that value of p is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 raised to x, so 1 by 2 raised to 2 into q is also 1 by 2, 1 by 2 raised to n minus x. Here n is 4 and x is 2, so 4 minus 2, you will get 3 by 8. So that is the probability of getting 2 boys. And the probability of getting 2 girls also 3 by 8, because there is equal probability. What are the probability which you have found for boys will be similar or same for the girls also. So you need not have to find separately for boy and girl, just find either for boy or either for girl depending upon the nature of the question. So we found that probability of getting 2 boys is 3 by 8, and at the beginning of the question or case I have mentioned that if you want to find the percentage of whatever the probability under study, just multiply the probability value with 100. So you have got the probability of getting 2 boys and 2 girls, whatever it is, 3 by 8. So what is the percentage chance, which can be written as percentage of families with 2 boys and 2 girls will be 3 by 8 into 100, you will get 37.5%. So this is how you have to find the percentage. If you are asked to find the percentage under study, then you have to do this step. Once you found the probability of a certain event or a value, you need to multiply that probability value with 100. So this is how you have to do it. It's very simple. Just remember the concepts. For finding percentage, what you have to do, remember that. Next one, let us go to the second part. At least 1 boy. We have discussed the similar pattern in the previous sessions in numerous cases where when you come across at least one of anything, one number or one boy, one orange, one mango, anything itself, you have to use a simple equation. You can either use simple equation or whatever it is, it's up to your discretion. P of 1 minus no boy. So 1 minus no boy means x will be 0. So P of x equal to 0. So let us find out the value of probability of when x is 0. Then you will substitute the same value in this equation and you will get the answer. So probability of at least 1 boy is P of 1 minus no boy. So we can write the same pattern like this: 1 minus P of x equal to 0. I hope you are getting the concept. Either you find it separately and substitute the value in this equation, that is 1 minus what will be the probability of getting no boy, or you can directly write down like this. It's up to your discretion. So probability at least 1 boy, we all know 1 minus no boy. So let us find probability of x when the value is 0. So the similar pattern, 1 minus ncx, n is already given 4, c and x is also set at 0, into 1 by 2 raised to x. So 1 by 2 raised to 0 into 1 by 2 raised to n minus x. N is 4 and x is 0. So if you solve this, you will get the value 15 by 16. Again, in this case also, you need to multiply it with 100 to get the percentage of getting at least one boy in a family. So percentage of families with at least one boy will be whatever the probability which you have found into 100. So percentage of families with at least one boy will be 93.75 percentage. Next one, probability of no girls. So probability of no girls means there will be no girl child in a family. The family will have children. No girls or no girl child means they will have boys or boys children or likewise. So probability of no girls means the meaning is that the 4 of the children in that family will be boys. That is the meaning. So you can find that let the girls or number of girls in a family be 0. So let the probability of x equal to 0. And substitute the same in the equation. 4c0 into 1 by 2 raised to 0 into 1 by 2 raised to 4 minus 0. And finally, if you solve this, you will get 6.25. I hope you understand the concept. Let us go to the next one. Okay, in this case, you can see you can do the problem in two ways. Either you can go for finding no girl situation, or you can go for getting all the boys or all the children in the family as 4 boys. So if you go for any of the method, you will get the answer same. First one, probably in the question it was said that no girls, so let x be 0, and we have done and we found that 6.25. In another sense, you can choose any of the method, it's up to your discretion. No girls means in that family 4 children will be boys, so all the children will be boys. That means how many children are there in a family? The question said that a family will have 4 children, so all the children will be boys. So let x equal to 4. You can either follow x equal to 0 method or x equal to 4. So if you are going with the study with regard to number of girls, the x will be 0, because in the question it is said that no girls. If you are going through the other way, that is all the children in the family are boys, then the x will be 4. So if you substitute as per the methods which we have learned earlier, for cx instead of x, you will get 4. 1 by 2 raised to x, that is 4. 1 by 2 raised to n minus x, that is n is 4, minus this x is 4. So you will get 6.25. See, you have got the same value. So you can either follow any one of the method, it's up to your discretion. And finally, you need to find the probability of getting at the most 2 girls. So what is the meaning of at the most? Whatever the number associated with at the most, you have to study the probability with regard to numbers less than whatever the number given in that question. Here it is said that at most 2 girls. At most 2 girls means either it may be no girls at all, or it may be at least 1 girl, or it may be 2 girls. There will not be a number greater than 2, because in the question it is said that at most 2 girls. So you need to find it may be. At most means it may be either there are no girl child in a family, or it may be 1 girl child in a family, or it may be 2 girl child in a family. So the situation will be P of getting 0 girl child, or 1 girl child, or 2 girl child. So it can be written as P of x equal to 0 plus, because it is or either this one or this one or this one. So you have to use plus sign. So x equal to 0 plus, it may be x equal to 1 situation plus x equal to 2 situation. So you need to find the probability with regard to the x equal to 0, x equal to 1, and x equal to individually. So how we are going to find? First one, probability of getting no child at all. No child means no girl child at all. Girl child at all. So x equal to 0. I think we have found the same situation, x equal to 0, when there was no girls. So we have already found that it is 1 by 16. So let it be 1 by 16. Next one, when p of x equal to 1. So x equal to 1 means there will be one girl child. So let's substitute the same. NCX, n means 4, this 4, c and x is 1 into p is 1 by 2. We already found 1 by 2 raised to x, x is 1, and finally 1 by 2 raised to 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 means n minus x. N is 4 minus x is 1. So if you solve this one, you will get 2 by 8. So we have found first one, second one, and finally you need to find the probability of getting 2 girl child. So p of x equal to 2. We have found the same case. See, in the first one, probability of getting 2 boys or 2 girls, its value was 3 by 8. So sometimes you may come across a question where you might have found the case, any one of the case at the first initially. Also just go through the questions or answers which you have found. So probability of getting 2 girl child is already found 3 by 8. So our area under study was that what is the probability of getting at most 2 girls. At most 2 girls means it may be no girls at all, or it may be 1 girl child, or it may be 2 girl child. So just add all these 3 situations, then you will get 11 by 16. So if you add these 3 fractions, you will get 11 by 16. And in this module we have learned that, in this session we have learned that if you want to find the percentage, just multiply whatever the probability which you have got. Here it is 11 by 16 into 100, you will get the percentage of that particular event under study. So this is how you have to find the probabilities and also the percentage of that particular probability. I hope you have understand the concept. Let us go to the next one. If you want to find the number of times that particular event occur, the sense means on the basis of probability, what is the chance of occurring that particular with regard to number of times. You may think that until now we have been dealing with the same situation. We will be given number of occurrence, and on the basis of that you are finding the probability. Here you need to find the exact number of occurrence on the basis of probability. So once you find the probability of a certain event, and in the same question you will be given the total number of trials with regard to that particular event. So you may think that n will be given in the question, so what we have to go for the total number. N is the number of events under study of that particular random experiment. Sometimes there may be a finite number of times the random experiments has been done. There might be more number of trial and error might have done. So that is known as total number. It is represented by capital N. Until now we have been using small n. So in that case n will be capital N, and number of times of that particular may be a finite number, or it will be a larger number, whatever it is, we will be discussed in detail with regard to an example. So whenever you are asked to find the number of times that event can occur on the basis of probability, usually probability will be a fraction or a decimal number, so you have to represent it in a numerical term value. So you may think why the fraction is a numerical term, so why we have to represent. Fraction means it may be 2 by 3 or point, it may be represented in decimal or fraction. We have to represent it in times. Sometimes you might have got 3 by 5, the probability of a particular event. You have to represent it in times, that is 20 times. Probability of the occurrence of that particular event is 20 times. How did you find that 20 times? You have to multiply the probability of the event under study into n. N means capital N, or otherwise known as total number of all the events. I hope you are getting the concept. Let us discuss an example, then you will get a clear picture. Two dice are thrown 162 times. The occurrence of 2 or 3 is considered a success. There are 6 sides in a dice, so occurrence of 2 or 3 is considered a success. In how many throws do you expect exactly 2 success and at least 1 success? So first of all, let us find PQN. Then we will go further with the case. In the question it is said that the P, or the probability of success, in the question it is, see, the occurrence of 2 or 3. You might get 2 or it may be 3. So the occurrence of 2 or 3 means the probability of getting 2 or 3 means 2 by 6. 2 by 6 means there are 6 sides in a dice. 2 and 3 are 2 sides, 2 different sides in a same dice. So the probability of getting 2 is 1 by 6 and probability of 3 is 1 by 6. So here you are asked to find 2 or 3. So 1 by 6 and 1 by 6 join together, you will get 2 by 6. That is how we have written the fraction 2 by 6. We can even simplify it in a smaller value. So probability of success, the success of a particular event is 1 by 3. So the success of getting 2 or 3 is 1 by 3. So the success is 1 by 3, or probability of getting success, probability occurrence of that event or the success of an event is 1 by 3. Naturally, we can find Q. Q means 1 minus P. 1 minus P is 1 by 3, so you will get 2 by 3. So the chances of success is 1 by 3 and chances of failure is 2 by 3. And in the question it is said that 4 dice are thrown. So N is 4. And see, 4 dice are thrown 162 times. So that is the value that is representing capital N. And this total number is known as capital N. So let us go to further into the study. So now we have P, Q, N, and let us find these two questions. First one, exactly 2 success. So first one, exactly 2 success means chances of occurrence of 2 successful events. So let x be 2. So exactly 2. So x equal to 2, and we know the equation or the binomial distribution function. Remember the equation, it's a very important equation. NCX into P of x into Q of n minus x. And here x is 2, so 4C2 into 1 by 3. P we already found 1 by 3 raised to x is 2 into 2 by 3 raised to n minus x. N is 4 minus x is 2. See, so if you solve that, you will get 24 by 81. So you have found the probability of exactly 2 successful events. You need to represent this fraction in a numerical terms that represents times. Times means here in the question it is mentioned that total number of trials is 162 times. So out of 162, what is this probability representing the occurrence of event? So therefore the number of throws in which exactly 2 success occur is probability value into total number of events. Here it is 162, you will get 48. So out of 162, 48 times the dice has thrown and the occurrence of 2 successful events happened. That is the mean. So this is how you have to represent a probability value with a numerically exact figure of the event. We have found that 24 by 81. So it is represented as out of 162, 48 times there was 2 chances of successful occurrence. That was the concept. I hope you understand the concept. Let us go to the next one. What is the probability of at least one success? We all know the concept or how to find the probability when you are asked to find this kind of at least one, at most one, exactly one, likewise. So whenever you are asked to find the probability of at least one, whatever the event, you need to use 1 minus p of none. So p of none means we all know what is meant by p of none. So the value of x will be 0. So it will be 1 minus p of x equal to 0. So you need to find separately what is the probability value when the x equal to 0. And we all know how to find that. So 1 minus x equal to 0 means you have to do the same binomial distribution function where the x is 0. So 4c0 into 1 by 3 raised to 0 into 2 by 3 raised to 4 minus 0. By solving that you will get 65 by 81. 65 by 81 means you have got 16 by 81 with regard to the probability of the success when x equal to 0. And for finding at least one success you need to deduct the probability of none from 1. So 1 minus p of x equal to 0, you have got 1 minus this 1 minus probability of this binomial distribution function, you got 16 by 81. By solving that you will get 65 by 81. We have got the fraction or the probability of this particular event under study, but you need to represent it in times. For that you need to multiply the probability with the total number. So therefore the number of throws in which at least one success occur, probability into total number of all the events is 162, you get 130. So out of 162, 130 events are the situation where at least one success event occurred. And this is a concept. So this is how you have to represent the probability of anything or whatever the event under the study in numerical terms with regard to the number of times it has occurred. Sometimes you may have to represent a certain probability with regard to the number of times. How many times that probability of that event has occurred. You have to represent the same in this format. I hope you are getting the concept. We will discuss further cases with regard to the binomial distribution and its functions in the coming sessions. Until then, just go through all these cases. If you have any queries, please let me know. We will discuss about the further cases in the next one.